Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pinke, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that in a certain city in China, they give away digital yuan to promote it. And we have to talk about this because central bank digital currency is getting bigger and bigger. And we are at the very, very early stage, but we have to look behind what is going to happen and why they want to promote it and what kind of tools they're using for it. The second news is about different kind of scams, what we can see nowadays. And it's very important that we are very careful and don't fall into these. So let's talk about these kind of ICO scams. This will be the second topic. And the third news, it's about how pro investors actually not getting Bitcoin, how they getting it wrong. What are the typical, misconceptions about Bitcoin, what investors think. So this will be the third topic. So all this in today's video. And I keep you up to date. I put these YouTube videos on YouTube every weekday. So from Monday to Friday, you can stay up to date, and this is crucial in crypto. The only thing you have to do, you have to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Blockchain Bloom, hit the notification bell, then all, and like these videos so you can show that crypto content, it's important for you. You can teach YouTube that this is something what you're interested in. This is the way how it goes. It's important that you subscribe, and it's important that you like this video if crypto content it's important, okay? And these videos are free. These information are free, and also our course, how to start to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, is also free. You can find the link under this video, or you simply go on our website www.blockchainbloom.com, and you can scroll down to the bottom and you can find it right here. Okay, so yeah, education is the key. If you're more interested, then definitely check out our course. It's right here, this one, Understanding Blockchain and the Bitcoin. Now, before the bull market really starts, it's crucial to understand why to invest in Bitcoin and what is behind Bitcoin, how is Bitcoin functioning. Otherwise, it's just gambling. So, educate yourself, and we made a course for you about this as well. And now it's time to check out the market. So Bitcoin right now at $19,245, and we could see during the weekend that it was a drop. Friday-ish, it went down again to 18,500 something, but it came back nicely. In the last 24 hours, it's about a 1% increase. When we're looking at Ethereum, it is still under $600, but just because it's at right now $595, it's about a 0.5% increase. So rather sideways, I would say. And when we're looking at the top gainers, we have Monero 7% up, we have Terra 2% up, we have Energy Web Token 1% up. Actually, this shouldn't be above this one, but doesn't matter. You can see that we have very, very small gains. And when we're checking out the losers, we have also small percentage in minus. We have Hedge Trade minus 1%. What's that? Digibyte minus 1, Theta minus 2. So as you can see, it's a bit messed up here now, but between 2 and 1%. So things are right now sideways. It looks like that alts are sleeping as Bitcoin does as well, which means sooner or later they should move in some direction, either up or down. We will see, but right now Bitcoin is forced to make a move, and then definitely alts. This cannot go forever, obviously. There is many times a period when things going sideways. When Bitcoin is going sideways, sooner or later the old starts to pump, because then the investors think, okay, let's put it in the olds. When Bitcoin is folding significantly, then everything is folding usually. But when Bitcoin is going a little bit down or sideways, sooner or later the old season should come. But right now it's like a sleeping period. Now let's move on to the first news. And this is about China and the way how they promote digital yuan. And they do it through a lottery. And they're doing it in different cities. That was the first one in October, and now the second one is coming. And check it out, that the city of Suzhou announced on Friday that they will give away 20 million yuan, or in other words, $3 million US, in the form of digital renminbi via lottery, which is similar to the first one conducted in Shenzhen. You know, that one was back in October. You can see here that when Shenzhen kicked off China's first digital yuan giveaway, that was the first one, campaign in October, it was meant for 50,000 local residents, which a total of 10 million digital yuan available. So now we're talking about 20 million, back then it was 20 million. In the end, nearly 2 million people in Shenzhen signed up for the lottery, meaning the winning probability was already less than 3%. So they meant it for a much smaller amount. While the population of Suzhou, so the new one, it's 10.7 million, is smaller than Shenzhen, which is 13 million. The total participants of the second test are now double to 100,000 residents. And you know, it's not finished yet. You look, it started 50,000, and then that was the aim for. Then it was 2 million. And this city is actually smaller, but it's already double the interest. In addition, Suzhou test period has been extended to more than 2 weeks, from the 11th of December to the 27th. During the Shenzhen rollout, the resident had less than 7 days to spend their free digital yuan. And you have to understand what's going on here. You know, central banks are now about to come out with digital currencies in the next couple of years. Different countries in a different time. The leader in this is definitely China. And, you know, if you just think about that, they give digital yuan, which is actually the value of it, it's equivalent with the yuan, what they use as a cash right now, or what using with their credit card, or what they're using when they just pay, as I said, in cash. And people get it for free. So they're getting more and more familiar with it. It's basically free printed money for them. And when they see that, oh, it makes my life just so easy, it's just so cool, I just get it, everything is digital, they will say, okay, I put the cash aside, I would rather use the digital bank, the central bank digital currency. And this will be the way how they teach people to move from one to another one. However, don't forget the danger side of it. As soon as everything it will be digital, which means no physical cash available, everything is available just in digital form, they will have a control of the whole system, of the whole wealth of the nation. And when this goes global, and it will appear in every single country in, I don't know in how many years, in the next couple of years, then the whole global economy will be controlled digitally. And this can cause some difficulties. Imagine, whatever you do with one click, they can say, okay, you cannot get your savings for a certain reason. Or, okay, so it raised a lot of issues. And China is the leader in this kind of promotion, digital. They would like to be the first one to come out with it and make it work in their country. But we can see the EU is working on it. And even some countries are right now behind. They actually have to do something about it. But there are some danger side of that, what usually people don't get, especially when they get free money. Free money now around Christmas time, free money now in this difficult period when we have this pandemic. All these things, they will see the majority, okay, we like it, we want it, it's easy, makes my life easier. We became so lazy with our mobile phones, with our payments. We just don't want to spend time on anything. And whatever makes our life quicker, easier, we want it, right? And but we don't see the other side, how much we give out from ourselves, from our privacy, and all other things. So it's worth to think about. Just wait a minute, and then just think, put the whole puzzle together, not just looking at one piece, which looks great and very catchy. That get free digital yuan. That's awesome. So this is just a start, because this is just a second kind of promotion. More will come, and they will push it in so many ways till people get used to it, and then it's no turning back. So I just wanted to mention, get both sides of it, how it makes our life easier, but how it makes your life actually, in some cases, more difficult, because you give out everything. All right. So this was the first news I wanted to talk about. The second one, I wanted to talk about ICO scams, because now again that the bull market is about to start, that now about when Bitcoin reaching now all-time high and then going higher, new old season, when people FOMO in, this is the time for scammers to be there as well, to use those people, steal money from those people who are not educated, who just FOMO'd in, who just greedy, but they don't have the knowledge. So it's worth to talk about what kind of scams there are, because, ICOs are revolutionary for business, obviously, because this is the very early stage of a project, of a company. And when you can join and make very nice gains, and then obviously it helps the company to start to collect money. However, though the fear of being scammed keeps investors at a distance. So then they say, ICO, even the word, it's now a bad word. It rather sounds like bad than good. So basically, ICO is obviously initial coin offering. And in contrast to initial public offering, which are governed by strict legal regulations, ICOs requires only white paper and some interesting features. And that makes it dangerous, because the legal regulations are missing. Research shows that from January 2016 to August 2019, ICOs raised nearly $13 billion worldwide. So it's a big amount of money. A 2018 report from Statis Research Group investigated approximately 1,500 ICOs. From the sample, 78% projects were identified as scammers. 78, a pretty big number, collectively valued at 1.3 billion, which shows if you just take a sample, that they took 1,500 from this whole amount, 78 persons were scam. So what kind of ICO scams do we have? Look, we have, for example, this dead fake, or actually both. The fake ones is when ICO with a fake team, fake project, fake social, fake trading, you categorize it as a fake. It's just fake, simple as it. But people fall into the trap because they don't look behind the project. What is behind? They just see it, they just like it, and just go for it. They have this classic exit scam. The ICO failed to pay out the promoters who were promised financial reward, which means you FOMO in, you buy it, and then they just leave like this. This is the exit scam, and then they run away with your money. We have the compound scam and exploding airdrops. We observed many ICO scam accusations in which the same group of developers was actively conducting scams into other projects. So compound, move from one scam to another, and just building it like this. The next, we define the airdrop scam from incidents in which the scammers stole private keys from users. So basically, they want your private key to get your funds. This can happen if scammers create booby trap on end users expecting to receive free tokens. Free tokens, people love free tokens. Anything but free, give it to me. Click on the link, thereby giving away their private information and ultimately losing their coins. So sometimes people just not careful when they see the word free. Whatever is free, give it to me. It will be good for something. And they're willing to give away private keys by accident or just because they're greedy. And, these scammers are going to use that. We have exchange scam and copy pasters. Developers intending to deceive investors seem to prefer launching their ICO at the fraudulent exchange. This is in the exchange scam. Or with another one, this copy pasters copying the white paper of promising ICOs, which is actually pretty good, and launching it using a similar or actually a different name in another deceptive tactic using among scammers. So they have something discovered, which is cool, and they make their project look like it. And then you think, oh, it's actually a well-written white paper. It's very thought through and all these things. At the end of the day, it's not their stuff, but it looked professional because they just copy-paste it. We have this, typical pump and dump. In this type of scam, investors, trade rush to buying tokens. They just usually the ones when you don't check anything. You just rush in. Buy it. I don't want to be, left out. FOMO, definitely FOMO. And they do it in an early phase. Then the price is still low, right? And some even buy at the price with the fear of missing out. What I said is the FOMO one. So when the prices goes up, and the opportunity to make an easy profit. That's the reason why they're doing it. Once the scammers complete the sales, the price drops abruptly and dramatically. So they say, ooh, okay, now people collected nice money for us. Let's dump the price. And then they have the nice gains. And the ones who FOMO'd in late because of the hype, they left there with the cheap tokens, which worth much less than they have bought it. We have this crypto Ponzi schemes. This is a typical scam. Typically requires that the victim invest in some products, services associated with the ICO, and then are promised to return it in a later stage. Later, much later, never. And basically never get back your money. You have the URL and phishing trips. We also observed a new tactic of scamming investors that involves to launch a website that is similar in a name and design the exact existing project. So we had this typical from Ledger. This is where right now going on. Having just in the Ledger URL, everything looks nice. Instead of they using a different letter from a different alphabet, therefore there is a tiny little dot, which you can think it's like dirt on your monitor, maybe, and you don't pay attention, but it is a phishing site. It looks identical to the real one, and then when you realize, it's too late. So they, again, using that one, you download things, you're giving your private key, do the other stuff, for example, with Ledger, and your funds are stolen. We know what you did last night kind of things, this kind of porn scams. And, ICO pretends to offer a premium access to the porn side. And scammers may be employing this type of scam because users are less likely to report it due to the pornography being prohibited or looked down upon in many countries. So because it involves some kind of dirty things, therefore, from their side as well, they don't want to really report it. And that's why these scammers can go away with it. So we have this market manipulation and the pre-mines. We defined another one, they saying it, fraudulent ICO as a pre-mine scam, referring to tokens being shared among developers and or promoters after the final token sale took place instead of the burning the unsold tokens as appropriate in such case. If it's unsold, they're supposed to burning it, but no, they just still use it. This scam investors simply because the high token circulation supply implies a lower token price. Obviously, if they're not burned, they still out. They push down the price again. Your tokens are less worth than they supposed to. So the question: what's the biggest ICO scam? And the research showed that our searching showed that evidence that the phishing and fraud type of scam is the most common one. So this phishing one I just mentioned with Ledger, whereby users receive spam mails, suspicious links, and pop-ups, questions for personal and financial details, and you give them away basically. Errors on withdrawals, pending withdrawals, balances disappearing from wallets, and other, things. So, if you are in this world of crypto, which is actually good, but don't forget about the dark side. There are the hackers, there are the scammers, and because people are not educated enough, they just simply using the lack of knowledge. And you always double check everything. Never FOMO in, never rush anything. If something is suspicious, check it, Google it. In many cases, you will find that someone else wanted to, they wanted to already trick someone else, and there is already some discussion going on this one. So you can see that this is fake. So don't fall into things. If something looks suspicious, don't make the move, hold, check it. And if something looks totally clear and nice, then you do it, okay? And be aware, whatever is free. Free is a word what, attracts people. The majority of the people are greedy. They want free stuff, and then from free tokens, they want to become millionaires and billionaires. And because crypto moving fast, you can make very nice gains in crypto. Therefore, they actually kind of believe it. Yes, it's not possible usually, but in crypto is. So let's FOMO in. And okay. So that's why this whole channel is all about Blockchain Bloom, that we would like to educate you, that you stay up to date in crypto, you get this information. Therefore, it's important to subscribe. Otherwise, you don't get this information. Every weekday, I'm making you a video. So it's not just like once in the blue moon, No, you get it frequently every weekday. We make this free course for you to educate yourself. Also, a lot of things about safety in the link under this video. And we continuously making new courses because we want you to understand, and we don't want to you fall into these things. And you have to learn how to avoid it, because it's actually a great opportunity to be in crypto, but you have to be careful. You have to be knowledgeable, right? Okay. And the third news I wanted to talk about is how many pro investors getting Bitcoin wrong. This article is published by CoinDesk. And here they're talking as an example about two guys. The one of them is investment researcher and former hedge fund manager, Jess Felders, and he posted this on his blog. Listen to this. Bitcoin believers rely entirely on the idea that Bitcoin is limited in supply, making it far more attractive than fiat currencies, and that are being printed like by central bankers around the world. However, Bitcoin has already hard forked several times, multiplying the number and type of Bitcoins in circulation. In fact, if you put together all the hard forks Bitcoin has undergone since it was first created, the number of total Bitcoins has actually grown faster than the number of dollars. That's a fact. That's what he's saying. Another investor, investment manager and writer, Fred Hickey, said that the number of 5 cryptocurrencies, so the number 5 cryptocurrency is Bitcoin Cash. The number 12 biggest is Bitcoin SV. There is no limit to these things. If Bitcoin got too expensive, they would just go to another one. These are speculators. They pile into anything that's cryptocurrencies. So this is what these two guys are saying. And I want to point out that these are pros, and they still don't get the whole idea of Bitcoin. You know, you have to know that the blockchain codes is open source, right? It's open to anyone. So that means it can be copied, tweaked to make new Bitcoins like assets, just like Bitcoin Cash was. But no matter what they call themselves, because they go Bitcoin something, because it's a catchy name, they are not Bitcoin. They're just using Bitcoin, the name, as a promotion to make people, you know, FOMO in, instead of giving a totally different name, which wouldn't be as catchy as using Bitcoin and just add something to it, like, you know, Bitcoin Cash, for example. And for example, Bitcoin Cash increased the block size, allowing for larger throughput at the expense of higher degree of centralization. On the other hand, Bitcoin SV increased block size again by multiplies more. But when you're looking at the value of these cryptos, which is not Bitcoin, then we have, for example, Bitcoin, which has a 349 billion market cap. Looking at Bitcoin Cash, out since 2017, has just a 5 billion. There we have Bitcoin SV, 3 billion. Look, the trading volume, which is a 24-hour trading volume, you can see the difference. I don't telling you the numbers. Even look at the year-to-date increase in these ones. Also, Bitcoin is the leader, even if it's more expensive. Smaller assets, no matter how impressive their block size, are risky. So it doesn't matter how they increase the block size, the speed, and all these things, smaller ones are more risky than Bitcoin. Investors care about that, and so no matter how expensive Bitcoin gets, it's very much a doubt they will just rotate into others like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin BSV. And the problem is that they looking Bitcoin like they looking at businesses. Here's an example. MySpace lost out to Facebook. Google wasn't the first search engine. It's hard for traditional investors to understand that Bitcoin is not a business, and better marketing from rivals is unlikely make a material difference. Doesn't matter what the rivals with other Bitcoin names come up with, it's not Bitcoin anymore. Bitcoin with another name, Bitcoin Cash, all these kind of fork, it's not Bitcoin. And this is what many investors get wrong here. It's another thing I highlighted here. Bitcoin was created by someone, but we don't know who. You know, they say Satoshi Nakamoto, but who he, she, they, is, are, who knows? So there is no one who can point to as responsible. You cannot say that, you know, you guys, you did it. Who is that guy behind Bitcoin? No one knows. Bitcoin is constantly being updated and tweaked by a small army of developers with diverse background and found sources, but it cannot be fundamentally changed, and this is very important, without a network consensus, because it has a consensus mechanism, you know, 51% minimum to change anything, which could only be possible if its size shrunk to a small fraction of today, which is going totally in a different direction, right? And its use can be discouraged, but Bitcoin cannot be turned off. All these gives Bitcoin, a technology, curiously element status. So the way it goes, as it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more and more people are in it, the chance to hack this whole system, it hasn't been hacked actually since 2009, since it was started, but the chance is continuously decreasing. It has to shrink a dramatically small size to make this possible, but even in this size, and it's growing day by day, it's going to the other direction. And you know, Paul Tudor Jones wrote this: I really if I really had to guess what the future of crypto was going to be, I guess it was going to be a lot like metals complex, you know, where you have precious crypto, like you have precious metals now, which might be Bitcoin, and you are not going to have transactional, and you're going to have transactional cryptocurrencies along with sovereigns, and they may be more like industrial metal. So there will be different ones, just like we have now. We have industrial metal, we have precious metal, we will have precious crypto, just like, for example, Bitcoin could be, but we can have the transactional ones, the ones you can use for your everyday life, and this will be also different. And in this case, you can see that how Bitcoin's value how Bitcoin can stay valuable and keep its position, actually keep increasing it. So I thought it's very interesting, this thing, how there are professionals, they're really pros, investors, and not just these two guys, but this article I just picked them. And they don't get the fundamentals of Bitcoin, and they say this, which is just actually simply not true. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you find this episode also very useful. If you like it, smash the like button, because we have to teach YouTube that you need crypto content, and it's very important to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So subscribe, then notification bell, and then all, and don't forget to like the video, because then you get these videos every weekday as soon as they out. It's a time sensitive content. Now we are preparing for the bull market, and you don't want to be left out of this great opportunity, right? And I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news every weekday. Furthermore, we have the free course, the link is under the video. You just download it, you just learn from it, how to start to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Another very valuable course, 30 lessons before you invest in Bitcoin. Understand how it works, what is behind it, understand blockchain, and the course code, understanding blockchain and Bitcoin. Also the link under this video. Anyway, just educate yourself, get information from many sources, and then you can make wise and rational decision, which is not that easy, as you can see all these scams and everything, but it's possible. You just have to learn. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. Tomorrow I'm coming back with the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news. See you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye bye.